Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, and this is still my ongoing play by email match against KilRoy. KilRoy is the commander of the Allied forces and for me the Empire of Japan. We're playing scenario 1 with no modification, one day turn set up, and today it is the 4th January 1942. So I still pick up what is left in the South Philippines. Most of the islands are undefended or only lightly defended, but still I need to take them. There's a Dutch tanker trying to escape and I try to block as best as I can the exit here between Sumatra and Java, and this tanker will normally not survive this. Yeah, sinking sound. And here's the enemy torpedo boat entering the port of Palmbang and trying to attack my minesweeper, but nothing happens. Now my destroyer is hunting these Dutch submarines, but also nothing happened. This is the east side of Java, also the other exit. I have here also some subs on patrol and we find here AP. A bit, this is a bigger AP, one torpedo is maybe not enough, but maybe at least slow it down. Midway Island, now there are enemy destroyer minesweepers here, and my submarine will normally, have not much time to stay here. But now I find a unescorted light cargo ship, but maybe it's only loaded with supplies. But this is now burning and dead. And now in Wake Island, the very similar story, only that this is a rowboat with a smaller gun. But at least one torpedo hit, and this light cargo ship is also a gunner. So both are sinking. So my local minesweepers still have this engagement with this torpedo boat, and both don't want to really fight here. Other AK trying to escape Surabaya and get intercepted and is sinking. This is a bigger tanker out here in... This was Midway. Maybe not enough to sink it, but heavy damage and on fire. And now it's Yorktown time. So the Yorktown coming from the west coast of America. Unluckily only 1 out of 6 torpedo hits and no fire or heavy damage, but at least something. My carriers arrive at in range of Nomaya and now I have sighting of a lot of ships in Nomaya port. And with reported hits. But again, the question is how much trust you have in this kind of messages. Of course, to find Yorktown and get a lucky hit on it, but only one hit, will is maybe the big event of this turn. And similar to the Jochen game, I will of course try to send every submarine I have in range to hunt down this at least damage carrier. Good, now bombardment in China. Everywhere little, and no enemy fighters. So same like Jochen game. I try to use this to weaken all Chinese resistance, train my own pilots, and waiting for the later big war against the British Americans if I really need Air Force in Burma, China, not China but India, Burma, I think this area. So carrier strike on Nomaya, or I mean hex of Nomaya. This is now not a port strike, but here's the AP. So I'm more or less surprised, I think, KilRoy, that I am already here and getting some hits. But again, no military equipment. But this AP is also now, I think, very likely to finish the career here. I speed this now up as this is a lot of APs and other civilian equipment. You can see that the AP Republic is heavy damage. One cargo ship go down immediately. One other cargo ship survives this, and a second AP is more or less dead immediately. And there was troop on board, so I surprised and get this bonus to destroy land-based equipment. So just in time, my carriers arrive in Nomaya to interrupt all allied shipping. Yeah. So more scouting of the same task. There are at least two different task forces, and my airstrike can only attack one task force at the same time. So not sure. Maybe the other task force is only cargo, and this was troop in cargo. More attacks in the jungles, and at least that hit something. Still only disabled, no kill. So some strike of Singapore to weaken these forces in Palmbang, the Dutch defenders. Very soft air war in the afternoon. more sinking, likely maybe no Maya. But yeah, maybe this submarine was trying to find Lexington again, but failed. And my submarine have more flotation bomb problems. Now I try to make amphibious assault on Horn Island. But there are some Australian forces waiting for me. And now again strike on Singapore. Fort is down and
Hello, my misguided friends. This is your #1 enemy, Orphan Anne, from Radio Tokyo, with another blow to your morale and some music to console you. Today, the Imperial government announced that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Singapore.
so maybe not the best. I mean, you could take Singapore maybe faster, but at the end it doesn't matter. I mean, 2-3 days difference is maybe not the game changing. Important is that all resistance is over at the beginning of January. My losses are light, most are only disabled, and these British forces are now all gone. Here again, my tanks. Every day I take out more of these Chinese forces. Kokong also fall. Chinese retreating. I always try only to keep the losses in China at the minimum, simply to not ship too many additional supplies. So also here, breaking the Chinese forces, holding this smaller road. Not that it really matters so long you have the main rail, you don't need this road, but I must get rid of the Chinese. I don't know if KilRoy maybe after some time will get active in China, so I won't get rid of them. And here I must make a shock attack because I land just on Horn Island and I was not expecting yet so many forces. So that my attack failed here, and all I can say is I better pack and retreat here. This is forces I bring here. This was only a scouting party. This is not enough to take the island. I will come and back another day. But at the same time, I can take this last base at the west side of New Guinea. And there are some units, base force, I don't know what they are. But now they push back to the mountains. And attack on Palembang. But today no success. But I took Singapore, so it's okay. And the losses are equally, so that is always in favor for me. And bombardment. So you can see that the Dutch are down to 40, and I have still 240. And I have the Air Force operating out of not Singapore, but Johor Bahru. So at the end, a successful day for me. Firstly, the one torpedo hit on Yorktown. I mean, one torpedo hit is maybe 1 week, maximum 2 weeks repair time in the shipyard. It's close to Pearl Harbor, so it's not really game changing, but it is something. Taking Singapore now early January is okay. The big end, but first, let's first check here this official intelligence report. So 15-4. For me, it is everything area little. I think this is most all in China. Operational losses. And 15 swordfishes. I think this is all destroyed on the ground. Must be all in Singapore. Maybe KilRoy don't want to buy them out, or I don't know. I don't play the allies, so I don't know. But into one flying tiger in Burma, ops losses. Okay. Out of this 4 airframes, I had 0 killed pilots. And ship sunk. Last turn, so a lot of this patrol. I don't know exactly what they have. They have really only heavy a 2-pounder or machine cannon, so they are not even torpedo boats. These are really only anti-submarine equipment. Okay, well, maybe you can use it for anti-submarine local port defense. For me, I know I lost nothing, and the Tinker is out of this all the biggest. But there was a lot of APs heavily damaged and also most likely sunk, but I don't get any report for them. Good. So big question is always what happened after taking these big cities. And Singapore is the opposite of the Jochen game. In Jochen game, I took Singapore without any damage. Here is everything broken. So the Dutch or the British maybe lost the battle, but in the last moment they blow up everything. The port is completely destroyed and most of the airfields are destroyed. So I need some time to repair this. And this cost me 50,000 to repair the shipyard. The light industry I will never repair. The heavy industry need 35,000 to repair, and the resources is lost. The only stuff is to survive is the manpower. When who needs manpower if you play Japan? Good. So I try to find if maybe the Dutch task force escaped to the west. So I go south west, but my carriers still find nothing. And we had here some activity around Java, but now I get no task force signal. Here's maybe still this small torpedo boat operating all here around Palembang. Mindanao, no big change. I'm still moving on Bataan, but not arrived. In China, I took Kokong. Okay, nothing game changing. This battle is slowly in favor, so I get rid slowly of this Chinese forces. I kill them one by one. And I was able to open this street, so I will maybe continue now and hunt for these forces to blocking this. And then follow maybe the main road. I will see. Main number one task is normally get rid of all forces here in the north. For this I use my Mongolian army. 1 division, 1 army HQ. And again, I would always suggest that if you have a striking force, it doesn't matter if it's 1 division or 20 divisions, you need at least 1 HQ in the same hex. Some battle AQ, so something with a range of 1, to lead these forces, to give this bonus of this commander. And of course it makes sense to have a good commander, but this Mongolian HQ only has this 1 commander. You can change him. I think it's possible, but this one you could even change. This one is okay. So the Mongolian commander you can change, and maybe I will do this one day or another day, but it's not so important. This is really a sideshow. And he have good leadership and inspiration. Maybe it's not the best for land battle, but 54 is still okay. And he only commands this 1 division plus 2 anti-aircraft brigades or companies. I don't even know why I take them, but they belong all to this same group, so if Jochen KilRoy ever use the anti-aircraft or bombers to strike this unit, then have at least something. Good, so big Yorktown engagement was here. I don't have better information, but this is the hex. So I will try to move every sub I have in the past from this hex to Pearl Harbor, because on maybe 1 or 2 subs I keep in the east. But the way back to East America is long and will not give any benefit. It is still possible to simply avoid those subs. But it's more likely that KilRoy try to enter Pearl Harbor. Good. Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, we had here this battle of Nomaya. So there's still one AP and more cargo ships, but it looks like only cargo ships and APs and more small ship here in Nomaya, but no heavy equipment. So I can keep my carriers here 1 or 2 more turns to wipe out what is here in Nomaya before I will go back. And yeah, I have still some fuel here. The early days, I simply push what is possible at maximum aggressive, simply because now if the time, now you must be successful, simply say. So, I took Shortlands, next is Tulare. I already took Luganville, so Tulare is the only one that's missing in this chain. I took here the second smaller base. Horn Island is of course too strong, even if there are only 1000 guys, but they are much stronger than my half shattered detachment. I have here really only one AV left. This is from this heavy machine gun guy. Disabled units can also defend but not attack, but only I think with a third of their attack value. Good. Anything else? Anything else? Oh, I can maybe check my super damage submarine. It's trying to escape, but system damage is now coming close to 60, flotation is over 80, so unlikely that this submarine will survive, but it's still try to escape. I will, if it's coming here close, I can maybe shift it to other island, but it must come first closer. Good. Anything else? No, nothing. So there's still British forces here around Java, but I cannot find them. They slip away. I was able to take Singapore, but not Palembang. But it's a question of time to that Palembang also will fall. Mindanao is now completely over, and the last battle here in the north of Luzon will also start soon. If I arrive in Patan, maybe I have 2 battles in Patan, maximum 3. So good. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.